People are saying, oh my god, Bitcoin's entering a 4-year cycle. It's on its menstrual period. It's gonna go down. We're gonna be super negative. But this is for those of you who stuck around. This is for your holders. This is for your winners. Because the people who have held and people who watch this will fight. All right, because we ain't going down. We ain't got a 4-year cycle. We got money to be made. So let's make some money. These are figures that will cause people to question whether we are in the beginning of the end of the cycle. But I do feel that this time is radically different. So I feel like this is if you stuck around, you're still hodling, good for you. Because we've held through worse, and giving up now is the stupidest thing you can ever do, in my opinion anyways. And if you look at this calmly, right? I am actually looking for a lot of buying opportunities for the next few months. Yeah. Right? The biggest concern is still the Japan carry trade, but we have some interesting news from FOMC. Let's do a quick recap on that as well. Okay. And then we'll move on to the current markets and everything.
Yeah. So next up, the big news is Bank of Japan interest rate decision.
Okay. Let's zoom out a bit. All right. Yeah. So this was the biggest fear that was affecting me. All right. That's where I can.
You as well.
Well, I didn't want to be surprised, all right, because we saw major dumps before from the result of a Japan carry trade, and we do see political tensions rising. Yeah. Right. And I don't see many ways for Japan to move out and grow the economy without raising interest rates. Exactly. Right. I feel like they're so tied down. With, I guess, poking at China. They just got a stick and they're like, yeah, let's poke at China. Let's do that. That sounds like a great idea. So now the only way to get out of this, to fix the situation, is to raise interest rates. So I feel like they kind of trapped themselves in the corner, right? Now there's a swarm of bees over them. They're like, yo, shit, gotta hide. All right. And then raise that interest rate, press the button. All right, okay, and that seems to be the case, and I just don't want to be caught off guard for this. So I really want to see what's happening here, and Ron, take us through that.
Basically, the consensus is already in. This part right here was not filled in until a couple of days ago, so it's very clear now. Even on poly markets, we're seeing overwhelmingly 100% that everyone will think Japan will raise interest rates.
Right, and that means cheap Japanese yen that people were borrowing with basically low to no interest rates. That's no longer going to be as cheap. That cheap Japanese yen was actually used to prop up a lot of markets. Right? So Americans were borrowing that, propping up the markets, and then of course now that the cheap yen is gone, they might have to untangle some of that. So by untangling, it means selling Bitcoin. Right? So
and the counter argument here was that last year, right, was a very violent dump because it was out of nowhere that Bank of Japan decided to raise.
Right, so the sudden dump over here, right?
So a lot of counter argument is that what if it's not going to happen because the market right now is pricing in that move.
Correct.
But here's the thing. JP Morgan analysts are saying only 50% of the carry trade were unwinded last year, meaning 50% more yet to come.
But that being said, I think now we're more aware of it, so I'm actually still a little bit more optimistic than I was before. So now that poly markets has already predicted, it's already priced in, right? Look at poly markets, almost at 100% that the interest rates are going up. So I think that's already priced in. So now that we got a lot of negativity priced in, I actually feel like crypto markets are not as bad as, all the doomsayers were going to say, 70K, 60K, we're going to drop down to 30K. But I'm still ready for that. Okay, I'm still ready for that. The key here is to remember, and I think the biggest argument I would say, all right, let's move out to just a discussion point, all right, about what's going to happen next year. And I think one of the biggest arguments that you can really argue against the 4-year cycle and why this, a longer cycle for Bitcoin is coming to play is because of midterm elections, because of Trump. He's got to really show that he's doing a good job, right? And the easiest way to do that is by printing more money, right? Right? Everything points to that printer. Yeah. All right. Look, it's like White House meetings. Boys, what have we forgotten? The printer.
but President Trump, what about hyperinflation? No,
Wait, out of that too.
Here we go.
Here we go,
Front run
boys.
Santa, there's Trump right there.
Yeah. Send the money out. So guys, you gotta front run Santa. So that's why I do feel like right now is a time where you shouldn't give up on crypto. You should really watch out and look for opportunity to get in. I do agree. Sometimes you should, look at the past history, look at the cycles. That's great. But the history never repeats itself in the same way. I want the history to repeat itself in the same way, but it doesn't. If you actually look at what the setup and look at what's coming, I think that's a much better indication of what's going on. Poly market is insider's market. That's great. That's great. Great information for me. Yes, more insider information for me, please. Thank you. Poly market. Good. Thank you. That's it solves a lot of problems, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, everyone's just gonna be like debating. Yeah, I think it's not gonna raise interest rates. Like motherfucker. Like then, if you don't think so, then put your fucking bet in. Okay, put your bet in. All right. Like go affect the market. Bring it down to 50, and I'll go in it too. All right.
Yeah.
Before moving on to the next session, this video is brought to you by Braun Wallet. On this channel, we talked a lot about security and securing your crypto. And one of the best videos I've ever done is the Ledger video 8 years ago.
Damn.
All right. And that's kind of the first generation. Oh, look at me. Wow, the brightness in my eyes, right? So something like this keeps your private key very, very safe, keeps it away from hackers. But Braun Wallet is actually really different. And I actually want to say that these guys are taking it onto a different angle. So what's really special about Braun is that instead of saving it in a single, ledger, this actually evolves it. They take what's in institutions where they kind of split the key across different users, across trusted individuals. They're taking that type of strategy and applying it to a personal wallet. Okay, normally this is overkill for, if you just want to play a few $1,000s. But that being said, crypto is growing at such a fast rate, right? When I did this video, Bitcoin was literally like $2,000. So now, now that we're stepping into 80K, 90K, 100K, going beyond that, why you really need to save this is because that amount of crypto is very valuable. And at the same time, if someone physically by force takes your wallet, you're kind of fucked. All right, or takes you, all right, not your wallet, just you, right? So what's kind of interesting about having this is that you need multiple people to even unlock that fund. So it actually gives people who really want to attack you a lot less reason to attack you physically, right? I think that's a big change, and I think that's something that people that are in crypto are not aware of how much wealth they have and how big of a target that presents on themselves. So this is why it's important. It's a totally different way of thinking of how wallets work. So even if you look at the pricing, right, and you can actually kind of see like for the plans, if you have like 250K, paying $20 per month, it's not that much for that security. But as this world gets more and more unsafe, and I do see that happening right now, where physical security and physical assaults are real.
Yeah.
Something like this will give you that extra protection, and yet again, you definitely don't want some druggie coming breaking into your house in the middle of the night with a gun pointing at your face, and that's really happened to a few of my friends. Literally have people that
really
got paid. Yeah, like this is one of the biggest threats to crypto. Because it's not the the people orchestrating this are not the druggies, but what they do is they hire people who have nothing to lose to assault you. And then there was some guy who was saying that literally they were assaulted, and then there was a guy with a mask, and you can see the guy that was wearing that mask was drooling and was clearly in withdrawal. So they had nothing to lose to assault you. But it's one of the cases where if you have this sort of protection, it's a very massive deterrent for something like that. For the people who orchestrate it, they know that they won't have any success to assault you, because you're not the single point of failure. You need to have multiple assaults. So yet again, I'm not encouraging multiple assaults, but that gives you the protection. All right.
I'm sorry to hear that happening though.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest stories in crypto, and it's these stories actually only surface when you really talk to people in detail and they talk about their experiences. But it does happen, and people are surprised. Well, it's good that you have wealth, but at the same time, protecting that wealth becomes very vital.
Of course.
Moving on. How did FOMC go last week?
So, last week, they cut rates. Great.
Okay.
But what about next year? I think a lot of people are expecting, we're going to aggressively cut to 2%. But right now, seems like a lot of FOMC members still want to hold interest rates higher for longer. And Powell has hinted that, maximum they'll get a rate cut for next year is just one time, right? One time instead of 3 or 4 like we want, because they still have to control inflation, right? If you cut it too aggressively, it's hyperinflation, right?
But he's not. If you don't cut it, he's gonna lose his job. That's how America's always done it. All right. To be fair, America's always put tomorrow's problems tomorrow.
That's the fiat system.
Yeah, that's a fiat system.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why we want to go Bitcoin, and there's a reason why all of this has so much fundamental support. So TLDR is that they don't want to put in as many cuts as we want, but that being said, a lot of people are saying there's no other choice, right? If you guys are watching Boxmining channel, there's a lot to do this year and next year, so make sure to subscribe, join Box Trading. Let's put Santa back on. Back on. Step 1, Discord. Step 2, survey. Get the VIP. We're going to do the giveaways tomorrow. Step 3, join Being X. Okay, with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Peace out.
Sha-na-na!
Peace.